Namaste JVMs, myself KRUTIKA SHENMARE from the Department of Food, Agriculture and Veterinary Sciences. So we go into the subject food processing technology, and the topic which we'll be covering today is tea processing. Now tea is a beverage which is very common among people of India and the world. Exactly, it is consumed in different forms around the world, right? So we'll be seeing about tea processing in this video. Now, tea is an aromatic beverage commonly prepared by pouring hot or boiling water over cured leaves of the Camellia sinensis, an evergreen shrub native of the South Asia. After water, it is the most widely consumed drink in the world. There are many different types of tea, that is, some like Darjeeling and Chinese grains have a cooling, slightly better and astringent flavor, while the other have a vastly different profiles that include sweet, nutty, floral, or grassy notes. Tea has a stimulating effect in humans primarily due to the caffeine content. Now, we'll see about the origin of the tea. Now, Camellia sinensis or the tea plant is used to make most traditional caffeinated teas, including black tea, white tea, oolong tea, and green teas. This plant originated near the southwest region of China as an evergreen forest shrub. The oldest known beverage, tea, is a native of China and Southeast Asia. It was known to the Chinese as early as 2737 BC, but attained the status of a popular drink in England in 1664 AD. India is the largest producer, consumer, and exporter in the tea industry. The tea belongs to the genus Camellia and family Camelliaceae. Now we'll talk about the varieties. Now there are two varieties of the tea plants make up some of the most popular types of tea. Now Camellia sinensis is a native of China and thrives in cool temperatures and high elevations. It is commonly grown on mountain slopes. It is commonly grown on mountain slopes, producing a sweeter, gently taster and taste indicative to both green tea and white tea. Now, Camellia sinensis, on the other hand, thrives in the Assam region of northern India. This plant is considered more tropical than its Chinese variety, growing larger and producing bigger leaves. This variety is used for robust teas like black tea and oolong tea. Now, Camellia sinensis is a member of the Thylaceae family and the evergreen tree or the shrub that attains a height of 10 to 15 meter in the wild and 0.6 to 1.5 meter in cultivated. The leaves are light green, short-stalked, coriaceous, alternate lanceolate, serrate margin, glad prosopubescent beneath, varying in length from 5 to 30 centimeter and about 4 centimeter wide. The mature leaves are bright green colored, smooth and leathery, while the young leaves are pubescent. Now flowers are white fragrant, found in solitarity or in clusters of 2 or 4. The flowers bear numerous stamens with yellow anther and produce brownish red capsules. The fruit is a flattened, smooth, round, trigonous, 3-celled capsule with solitary in each of size. Now, the cultivation. We'll talk about the cultivation. The climate of the soil is the climatic requirements. The temperature may vary from 16 to 332 degrees Celsius, and annual rainfall should be 125 to 150 centimeter, which is well distributed over 8 to 9 months in a year. The atmospheric humidity should be always around 80% during most of the time. It is grown in plains in northern eastern states, but in South India it is grown in hills from 600 to 200 meter above the maximum limit. Now, tea is a calcium crop requiring comparatively low amounts of calcium but high quantities of potassium and silicon. The optimum pH range is 4.5 to 5 and soil depth should be 1 to 1.5 meters. Now propagation. The tea can be propagated by seeds and by cutting. The seed collected from the fruit of seed berries are soaked in water and only heavy seeds which sink are alone used for sowing in beds. At the seedling stage, they will be carefully lifted and transplanted in polyethylene sleeves. They will be ready for plantation in 9 months. Now planting, the land is cleared of the root of the fallen trees and drains are taken at suitable intervals depending upon the slope to conserve the soil. In the olden days, up and down system of planting at 1.2 into 1.2 meter are followed. Presently, contour planning either in a single hedge or double hedge system is followed. The last method, that is a double hedge system method, has many advantages over the first two. That is the early and high yield, better soil conservation, less weed growth in hedge and efficient culture practices. Planting season normally coincides with June, July and September, October for southwest monsoons and northeast monsoon areas. The pits of 30 to 13 to 45 centimeter size are dug and plants of 12 to 15 months old are planted by removing the polyethylene seeds. Immediate after planting, the plants are staked to prevent wind damage. Now, immediately after planting, the soil surface around the plant should be mulched. Usually cut grass of Guatemala are employed for the purpose. About 25 tons of grass is required to mulch 1 hectare. Now care must be taken to keep the mulch material away from the collar region, lest they may cause collar disease. The subsoil irrigation helps to minimize the causality behind encourages developing deeper roots. Now shade management. The tea requires filtered shade and if it is exposed to direct sun, its growth is affected. The shade is hence essential and beneficial to tea as it regulates the temperature, it minimizes the effects of flow and radiation injury, it increases the soil fertility, it helps in recycling of nutrients, it helps in getting even distribution of crop, it serves as a windbreak, it reduces the incidence of pests, it generates additional income by the way of timber and fuel. Now training and pruning. In the young tree, when it has well-established centering, that is removal of the growing point, leaving 8 to 10 mature leaves on the bottom is done to induce the secondary. When the secondaries reach more than 60 centimeter, they are tipped at 50 to 55 centimeter height by removing 3 to 4 leaves and bud to induce tertiaries. Therefore, plucking at mother leaf stage is continued for better frame development. It takes nearly 18 to 20 months from planting to regular plucking field stage. Now, pruning is done in tea to maintain the convenient height for plucking, to induce more vegetable growth, to remove dead and defunctioning of wood, to remove the knots and interlaced branches. The pruning is normally done 4 to 6 years interval depending upon the altitude of the garden or the nature of the materials. The tea bushes are grown from cutting or seeds. They take about 4 years to mature. When they are 6 to 18 months old, they are planted in a plantation, and when they get a little bigger, they replace into the permanent spot in a row at the plantation about 4 feet apart. About 3,000 plants grow in hectare of land. Tea grows best on sloping terrain. The tea plants on mountains or hills rest on the carefully constructed terraces that trap water and prevent erosion. Sometimes trees are planted for shades and windbreaks. The plants grow in lower regions are ready to harvest after 3 years. The plants grow in high regions are ready to harvest after. The tea picking or tea harvesting is almost exclusively hand-picked. In most parts of the world, the work is done by women. The tea leaves have to be picked carefully. If they are too big, they are too tough. If they are too small, they are not economically viable. The tea pickers pluck new and tender flush, that is, two leaves at a bud. These flushes appear every 7 or 8 days in hot climate and around twice that long in cooler climates. Generally, the buds near the end of the branch are considered to be the best quality. The lower quality ones are found further down the branch. The flushes are plunged over the shoulders of the pickers into the basket strap on their heads and the back. The good pickers pick around 160 pounds of leaves a day, from which about 40% of the finished tea is made. The freshly picked leaves weigh about twice as much as correctly dried tea leaves. The skill and experience are needed to accurately judge their condition. It is difficult to produce a high quality tea. Some do that to pick just one bud and two leaves and pick between 9 a.m. to 3 in the best condition. Sorry. The first processing step after the tea leaves are harvested is already basic one. Since Camellia sinensis leaves are thick and waxy on the plant, they must be softened or withered to make them pliable for grafting. The leaves are laid on wood fabric or bamboo mats and left to wait. The modern tea farmers control the variables in the process with great precision. The withering process reduces the water content of the leaves as much as half. After the leaves are withered, crafting methods for different styles start to diverge. Oolong teas, black teas usually undergo some sort of bruising process. This means the leaves are rolled, roasted, and otherwise crushed. The purpose of this step is to break down cell walls of the leaf and facilitate the next step, oxidation. Now, manually bruising a large batch of tea leaves is one of the most demanding processes. Leaves must be thoroughly and evenly bruised to produce a consistent batch of tea. Some dark teas with high level of oxidation must go through multiple rounds of bruising and oxidation. It's really no wonder that black tea producers began chopping leaves to speed up the process for the mass market. So this was all about tea processing, and that's all for today's session. Thank you.